So over the weekend I released a few CDs. This one is CMDES Alt Master Select Works, which is basically a remastering of my material that I had previously released and spotlights some of the select tracks I think are my standout works from my independent music, of which I have about 300 tracks. This one is Continuum, which is a collection of kind of electronic material with a little tint of urban quality, and basically great stuff for a boombox, great stuff for something kind of more cutting edge and more up to date. All right, the next one is for the original side of me, X Riffs. X Riff is the first release I've released that has this concept promoted in the regular distribution outlets, and it's basically the idea of making spectral-based riffs that can be utilized or just listened to, or otherwise produced with or produced by themselves as instruments and spectral, let's say, clusters of sounds that are somewhat rhythmic. Very hard to explain what X Riffs is, but basically it's new ideas that are not quite what people would be used to hearing, but they're very original concepts for phrasings and instrumentations and things like that. All right, and the last one is a short one, which is this Power Struggle. Short but sweet, because it's a small mini mashup of my pieces which involve Money Gun World Money and the Power Struggle, and the idea also of using the term I'm like a ninja, which came to me quite a while ago. It's kind of a idea to have this aesthetic to be able to utilize this notion on top of a production. And so I interwove it into those other songs. And so what we have here is basically a final, rendering of a version of a Power Struggle that's a little bit different than the original version of the Power Struggle, but I think it's a little step above because it has basically, a little bit of everything, that it meets a new standard of, like, let's say, finalization for what I've been producing lately. So that's what I'm all about, is always trying to raise the bar. Anyways, so those are the 4 pieces that I've released over the weekend. This is 19 tracks, 35 tracks, 34 tracks, and 3 tracks. And previously I have some additional releases through DistroKid, which have gone to Spotify and some other outlets. But a great way to check that out is to utilize this one here, which kind of encapsulates much of those materials. And I think of these recent releases, this is a good starting place. But if you're into something that's rock oriented, I highly recommend the Power Struggle, because it might take you back to a more nostalgic time when people were producing a different kind of rock music. All right, have a good one.